There's no profile in any scouting computer for an all-pro cornerback. It helps to have the size of the Raiders' Mike Haynes, but little Darrell Green of the Redskins also earned all-pro recognition. He does it with speed. The Raiders' Lester Hayes relies on aggression and intimidation. But perhaps there is one trait all great cornerbacks have in common, and it has nothing to do with athletic ability. It has to do with the mind. Cornerbacks with the shortest memories seem to wind up with the longest careers. The nature of the game, the rules of the game dictate that those who are standing on the corner will not only get beat, but often embarrassed. How a cornerback copes with failure determines whether he'll be around to cope with it again.
Any young ball players that I happen to talk to, I do not recommend being a cornerback because all the rules have been changed to beat nobody but us. More scoring, more passing, more scoring through the air. Well, I'm the one who defends the pass in the air.
They emerge from defensive huddles and gravitate toward the perimeters of the gridiron, where they stand isolated and vulnerable, face to face with pro football's fastest men. When a lineman misses a block, few fans ever notice. But when a cornerback blows a coverage, the whole stadium knows his number. It's a position where almost doesn't count. A position long on stress and short on rewards. A position where one false step can be costly.
Everybody knows that cornerback is the toughest position in sports. It's a position that you're covering some of the fastest guys in America, really. And one single mistake, a missed tackle, it's a touchdown, and it's a real stressful position. And I think you have to be one hell of an athlete to play the position and to play it properly.
Many football watchers rate Mike Haynes as the game's finest cornerback. But the sleek number 22 takes nothing for granted when it comes to his opponents.
To be totally honest with you, all those guys, every receiver in the National Football League gives me a hard time. While I'm out there on the field, I'm sweating because, I'm running around thinking this guy is going to beat me. I got to stay close. And maybe that's the way most people should treat him, because when you relax a little bit, you can have a guy who runs a 4.8 40, and he could be 5 feet 3 inches tall. He catches a pass on you for a touchdown. It's over.
No matter how close his coverage, every cornerback occasionally gets burned. Even the game's very best can lose a foot race, and that's when their greatness is truly tested. Because for cornerbacks, the cardinal sin isn't giving up a touchdown, but rather not recovering from it.
You just have to have a kind of aggressive determination that just avoids reflecting too much on previous plays, because defensive backs have balls caught on them. And those that dwell on it and are too sensitive to it can't recover quickly enough, and they go through a sequence of playing more and more poorly as the game progresses.
You just can't be perfect every time, so you have to be able to physically recover. In other words, he may beat you, but you recover and knock the ball down. Or you have to mentally recover. In other words, he may beat you, but on a play later in the game, you're going to be called upon again, and you have to be up to it and be able to make the play. Well, I think all good ones have that great mental toughness. They don't believe that anybody can beat them. And if you did beat them, you were lucky. And it wasn't because of anything you did skill-wise. You were lucky to beat me, and you're not going to do it again.
One ingredient that keeps a cornerback playing football is a great confidence level. It's just a real cockiness, because they are going to get beat. Even the very best ones get beat from time to time. And They've got to have almost a conceited attitude to where they come back and that's not going to happen again. And I think that's one of the great aspects of sport is to be able to bounce back. But the cornerback exemplifies that more than any other position.
You cannot have a coward at corner because his job and his, or the chance of a touchdown being scored quick happens in his area more times than any other position. So you've got to have a guy that is courageous, he's got to be consistent, and he's got to be a bit of an adventurer. He's got to know when the chance is there to take, and that chance has a high probability of success.
Courage and consistency, speed and daring, and above all, resilience. These are the qualities necessary to survive at pro football's most demanding, yet least appreciated position.
I love it. You know, the wide receiver is doing his best to shake you and to get open. And to me, that's more exciting. It's more of a challenge, and there's a little bit more of a feeling of accomplishment if you had a game where the guy basically caught one or two passes or no passes, and it's because you had real tight coverage on him.
It was certainly crunch time for the Chargers in 1984 when they scored 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to tie Miami and send their contest into overtime. From there, rookie Buford McGee exploded on a dramatic 25-yard run to give the Chargers an upset victory over the previously unbeaten Dolphins. In the crunch, the Chargers won 34-28.
Sometimes, if you heard a coach say something like, "Our vertical passing was